I want to get to Senator Joni Ernst, who we were going to have on screen, but I just want to have her, so we're going to do it by phone. Republican senator from the great state of Iowa, served in the Army National Guard. Senator Ernst, two things that we learned from that are rather disturbing is that timeline that now publicly, Admiral Kirby, spokesman for the Pentagon, said, yeah, there is pressure. We know about the public pressure from the Taliban, but then he wouldn't make further comment. Just on that first point, what's your thought on that?
Well, Harris, I am with Pete on this. We absolutely need to get our American citizens out of Afghanistan. We know that the Taliban is impeding progress there, and we need to make it very loud, very clear with the Taliban that we are staying until we evacuate every American citizen safely, not to mention our Afghan interpreters, our partners. There should be no discussion about this. This should be America is going to do this. These are our citizens. We leave no one behind.
So how do we even know that, Senator Ernst, who we're leaving behind when we can't even get firm numbers from the Pentagon, the State Department? And look, we don't have to know right down to, yes, it's 252 people, whatever. It doesn't have to be with that specificity, but it needs to be on their end. So what's happening on the Hill right now to make sure that at least somebody's keeping track of who's there?
Well, we are pushing the State Department on this, and this is one of the many great failures of this withdrawal process. We were pushing, members of the Hill, myself included, were pushing the State Department very early this last spring to start getting people out of Afghanistan. They drugged their feet. They didn't get the process in place. And so now it is very difficult to track down what Americans are still in country. How do we process the SIVs, those partners that stood by our men and women in uniform? How do we get that done now when the Taliban is breathing down our neck and dictating to this very weak administration what can and can't be done? So the process has been broken. We need the State Department to step it up. And I would encourage anyone, especially those that are working with NGOs, if you know of American citizens that are still in Afghanistan, please communicate that to the member of Congress in your district so they know who is in Afghanistan. I am receiving just tons and tons of calls every day, Iowans that are in Afghanistan, those partner members, those Afghans that were getting vetted. I'm getting calls about them as well. Your members of Congress can communicate directly to the State Department, and it is imperative that we do that so we know who is still in the country, where they might be.
Senator, real quickly, because I want to move on to the next point here, and that's the actual things that are happening on the ground to our people. But what's it like communicating to the State Department right now?
It is so hard. I will be honest. I'm very, very frustrated. And you can tell in my voice, I'm very frustrated with this. We have a number of people that communicate, veterans, friends of mine that are reaching out saying, my interpreter is outside the perimeter at the airport. So we're going through this process of submitting names. And I know there was about a day and a half where my staff told me the State Department had gone radio silent.
Oh, boy.
They weren't receiving messages back. That is absolutely unacceptable. If they need additional people working at the State Department, they darn well better get them on board now so we can process all of these requests.
With about a minute, Senator, with about a minute left in show, Pete Hegseth is here. I know he's got a question, and we got to be short, but go ahead.
Senator, yes, thank you. As it pertains to August 31st, that's the line in the sand the Taliban has drawn. It seems to be the limitations of what this administration is looking at. Are we playing on their turf, on their terms, by playing into that date?
Absolutely, Pete, and that is unacceptable. Again, going back to a very weak administration, President Joe Biden shouldn't be bowing down to the demands of the Taliban when we have American citizens' lives hanging on the very balance. If our Americans can't get to the airport by August 31st, for heaven's sake, we need to stay and make sure that they are evacuated safely.
Well, Senator and Pete, from everything I'm hearing from former leadership, it is going to be hard to do that with 7,000 on the ground. We're going to need a lot more to make that happen. And I wonder how much the president will budge.
Yeah.
We'll have to fight our way out if that's the case. Senator Ernst, thank you for being with us. Pete Hegseth, thanks for being with me on set today. And thank you for watching the Faulkner Focus. Outnumbered is after the break.